Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money, with your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 352 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today we're going to talk about membership sites. Membership sites can bring you a nice monthly income or even a yearly income. Now, I want to tell you about an article I wrote one time, and it was titled, "When Does 20 Equal 24,000?" All right, let's think about this for a second. If you had a membership site with only 100 members, which, well, that's about as pitiful as you can get with the billions of people on this planet, okay? So 100 members at $20 a month. All right, well, 20 times 100, that's $2,000 a month, times 12 equals $24,000. That's a cash flow you just created from like some of the most pitiful performance at all you could ever do on the internet. Right? So what if you had 200 members? You just exceeded the average income of an individual in the United States. You just pulled in $48,000. See, so this is very, very powerful. So stay tuned for the rest of this episode. Now, I hope you didn't miss episode 351. I covered 3 critical things you can do right now to increase your bottom line. So check that out if you missed it. So how would you like to hear your own voice here on Screw the Commute? Well, if the show's helped you out at all in your business or given you ideas to help you start a business, we want to hear about it. Visit screwthecommute.com and look for a little blue sidebar that says send a voicemail. Click on it, talk into your phone or computer, and tell me how the show has helped you either start a business or get ideas for to improve your business. And make sure you put your website on there so I can give you a big shout out on a future episode of Screw the Commute in your own voice. All right, make sure you pick up a copy of our automation ebook. This book has saved me millions of keystrokes, literally, and lets me take care of customers and all my business stuff lightning fast. So download that at screwthecommute.com/automate free. Screwthecommute.com/automate free. We charge $27 for this book, but it's yours free for listening to the show. And also pick up a copy of our podcast app while you're there. You can put it on your cell phone and tablet and take us with you on the road. It does all kinds of cool stuff. And we have video and screen capture instruction to show you how to use it. All right, people are still freaking out because of this pandemic, and I don't blame them. It's a crazy time in the world, but it hasn't stopped me from making money, and it hasn't stopped my students from making money because we know how to sell online. Now, this is something that this would be the best thing you could ever do in a million years for the young people in your life. Get them in my school. Get them a real hardcore skill. They love computers anyway. They love to be on their phones anyway. Why not let them make a career out of it? Every business on earth needs these skills, and so you have people begging for young people to handle their social media and their shopping carts and their email marketing and their blogging and all this stuff and their Instagram and their TikTok, all of these things that most small business owners are clueless about. We teach your young people how to do it. And you don't have to be that young. I mean, I'm 65 going on 12. I mean, there's no excuse now for not being able to use computers and make money from home. So check out my school at imtcva.org. And a little bit later, I'll tell you how you can get a full scholarship that you can gift to a young person in your life, and it would be one of the best things you could ever do for them. All right, let's get to the main event. I started my first membership site over 20 years ago, and it's still bringing in lots of money today. When we talk about membership sites, you have to realize they're not the same as passive recurring income. That's great. We love our passive recurring income, but passive recurring income comes in whether you do anything at all. Membership sites require some effort on your part to keep members interested in continuing to pay for access to your site. Now, that doesn't mean it has to be hard. You could provide maybe an in-depth new article every week, only for members, and hey, you could even outsource that if you wanted to. Maybe you could get on a webinar once a week or even twice a month and deliver some content and leave time for people to answer or to ask questions. Now, let me take a sidebar here. Every time you do a webinar or teleseminar or put up a PDF file or a graphic, you are making the site appear to be more valuable, so it's easier to sign up new members and keep them because they see so much value after they join. So this does get easier over time. Now, speaking about easier over time, as you operate your membership site, you will start to notice members who are always participating, making great comments, and generally showing they're a big fan of the site and a solid, dependable person and reasonable person. These people could be offered free or paid moderator positions. Now, what do I mean, free? Why would somebody work for free? Well, that's kind of an easy one. Many people crave a sense of belonging and power. Being in charge of even a section of your site would help satisfy this craving, and to them, it would be a big honor. To you, it means less work, and you are doing a nice thing showing that person they are valuable, respected, and appreciated. Now, of course, you still have to monitor their work in the beginning to make sure they're upholding the rules of your site, but after a while, and with several of these people handling duties as your site grows, it can take a tremendous workload off you. As the site becomes more profitable, hey, you can offer to pay them if you want to. Now, I just did mention membership rules a minute ago. They are very easy to create just by joining other membership sites and getting ideas from them. But some common rules are like no blatant promotion, no profanity, racial slurs, attacks, doxing people, things like that. Now, when I say no blatant promotion, like one of my membership sites, we have a Friday where you can blatantly promote anything you want. So, you can play with that a little bit, but it has to be in the rules so people know what to expect. Now let's talk about payment methods. The three main ones are monthly, yearly, and lifetime. Monthly gives you a chance to get people in at a low fee so their risk isn't too much. In the beginning, you don't know how long the average person will stay a member. So I suggest giving a big discount if they pay yearly. This works beautifully for me on my site, amazingpublicspeaking.com. When I introduced the site, it was $19.95 a month. If you multiply that out by 12 months in a year, that came to $239.40. But I had no idea if anyone would stay for even 2 months, let alone 12 months. So I gave them a charter member fee of $97 a year. And guess what? I took in $13,000 the first week. All right. This was a savings. This $97 fee was a savings of $142.40 over the course of a year. And I made a big deal about that in the sales letter. So this gave me a big burst of income, and I didn't really have to worry how long a person would stay in the site until I got more experience running it over a year. Now, I just mentioned the term charter member. Well, this is a great technique to use on a new membership site. There are a lot of people out there that love the idea of getting in on the ground floor of something new. I don't know the psychology of this or why they like this, but I do know it works. Also, as part of their charter membership, as long as they continuously stay a member, they pay the introductory price forever, no matter how much the price rises in the future. Well, people love this. Now, there's another psychological technique that you don't see as often, but it works like a charm. That is levels of membership, where you can't advance to the next level until you pass all the requirements of the first level. I know a guy that has like 11 levels, okay? And people don't want to quit because in his system, it's shown to them right from the beginning to be very prestigious, to complete the final mastery level or whatever he calls it. Again, there's psychology here. I remember how a company used this general idea on my mother, okay? The company used to create, I'd call them generally worthless commemorative coins. If you bought the first coin in the set, they would give you this lovely wooden box with the gorgeous felt lining with empty holes so that each month you would buy another, I say worthless coin to fill in the set. Nobody wanted to quit with a partially filled set, so the company made a fortune on recurring income from selling these coins. So this is just something to keep in mind if you want to do membership levels. People don't want to quit until they finish the thing. Another way to get new members is like a free or $1 trial for a week that automatically leads into a monthly payment. That can work really well too. I use that on one of my sites. All right, with membership sites, you always have to think about keeping and attracting more members. Now, I always recommend multimedia membership sites. Now, that's a fancy term, but let's say if you have a video-only site, and let's say someone is a real estate agent, and they're always driving around in their car. They can't watch video. They won't be interested in your site. And maybe someone else gets headaches and eye strain looking at the screen and would rather listen. Well, they won't be interested in your site either, right? Maybe someone else likes to read. So if you don't have PDF files for them to download and maybe print out, they won't be interested in your site. See, it's not that much trouble for you to, let's say, make your video. Take the audio track off the video to make an MP3 audio file and have that transcribed and put in as a PDF file. Now, the same info can suit 3 different markets. All right, I just thought of something. I forgot to mention lifetime memberships. I use this frequently when I know someone needs all the info. I don't want them to fool around with monthly payments, or I don't want to fool around with monthly payments. I want to get a big burst of income up front, and I want to show them extreme value. So let's say I have copywriting901.com. That's clearly one of the most powerful skills you could ever use. brutalselfdefense.com, lifetime membership, and could save your life, actually. How to make a fortune speaking at fundraisers, how to make a world-class website for $20 or less. These are just other membership sites I have. And I don't have much work to do at all on some of the sites because they're evergreen topics. And lifetime membership, they just sit there for years at a time and bring in money, see? Now, topics. Well, you just heard some of mine. And of course, I have my mentorship membership site at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. I'll tell you a little later about that. And then I'm also going to tell you how I did a membership site with no website at all. How you like that? And I've seen and belonged to all kinds of memberships. For a long time, until I got injured, I was in 2 tennis training sites for $20 a month each. I know a guy that at one time had 42 personal training sites, membership sites. I even heard of a site on embroidery that had 20,000 members at $10 a month each. Think about that. $200,000 a month for embroidery, all right? They had so many members all over the place, their members started meeting in person once a week. They called themselves the Threadbares. Those people will never stop paying their $10 a month until they die because they are in a community now. So just Google your topic and put the word membership site and see what you come up with. Hey, if there is a membership site, that's a good thing because that means there's a market for your topics, eh? All right, let me just say something briefly about refunds. A lot of times, yeah, they'll offer a refund for your first month if you're not happy. But into the future, usually if you're making monthly payments, you can cancel And then there's no refund at that point. You're just good till the end of the next period, and then they stop your payments. So I don't have too much trouble with that, and you probably won't either. Now, there are two types of software I use to run my membership sites. MemberGate and Wishlist Member, which is a plugin for WordPress. I don't really do too many more MemberGate sites. They're they're really, really stable, really good quality, but they're expensive. So nowadays, I make membership sites, and we teach our students to use a WordPress site with a plugin called Wishlist Member. And my affiliate link will be in the show notes for that. Anyway, it's a plugin for WordPress. And basically what membership sites do is they just lock off certain pages of your site unless someone has paid. And we've hooked up lots of these for my mentees. All right, now the next thing I want to tell you about is how we can do this with no website at all. But before I tell you about that, I want to tell you about my mentorship program. It's the longest running, most successful, most unique ever in the field of internet marketing and digital marketing. Plus, with my school combined with it, it's the only licensed dedicated program of its kind in the country, probably the world. It took me 3 years to get the license, background checks, scrutiny, financial checks, everything to get the license, because a lot of these for-profit schools were ripping people off, charging them a fortune and then not giving them any training. So we have to recertify every year and all that stuff. But anyway, my mentor program is very unique. It's been running for over 20 years. It's unique in the fact that it's one-on-one. Me and my whole staff talk to you one-on-one. And if you don't think you get to talk to me, the big kahuna, you do, because my income, another unique feature of this is my success is tied to your success. So guys like me were charging $50,000 or $100,000 up front, and they could care less if you're successful. Well, for me to get my $50,000, you have to make $200,000. You pay an entry fee, which is way smaller than the $50,000, and then I'm not going to disappear on you because I won't get my $50,000. All right, and so that's just one of the unique features. And then, like I said, it's one-on-one, so you're not lumped in with people more advanced or too much of a beginner. You have an immersion trip to the Great Internet Marketing Retreat Center, where you actually live in my house with me, which is unheard of. Nobody has ever done this before. Now, of course, we got to wait till after the pandemic, but we don't actually let anybody come for at least 4 months of training until I know that they won't be deer in the headlights the whole time when they're here. We have a TV studio where we shoot high-quality videos. I've seen them go for just one of them, $700 for just one, which was the, quote, discount price. It was normally $1,500. We've had people come here shoot anywhere from 15 of them to 53 of them. Okay. And my guy edits them, puts the graphics on, and you got all these marketing videos as just a part of your deal with me. You have a year's worth of training where we're here to back you up to any questions you have, any trouble you get into. You got somebody that has a financial interest in your success here waiting to help you. See, so just amazing. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other things. But anyway, you also get a full scholarship to my school, which you can use yourself for extra training or gift to someone. We had somebody gift it to their daughter, and she's making $6,000 a month as a side hustle. All right, so you don't even have to go through the whole school to start making money. We've had people start making money after a month only in the school. So check it out at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. Give me a call. We'll discuss how you can participate, and you can get started right away. All right, let's get back to the main event. The last thing I want to tell you about is how you can have a membership site with no website at all. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of this. A lot of times I do things just to prove that they can be done. Not that they're the best thing in the world to do. And this is an example of that. So I have a private paid Facebook group called Screw the Commute, to match the name of the podcast here, where you can join it for $1 weekly trial or week trial, and then $37 a month, where you can ask questions from me and the other people in the group. And I got two of my people that work here, watch everything, and can answer questions for you. So it's a cheap way to get access to me and my crew. But there's no cost to it. It's a Facebook group. It's just a private Facebook group that you have to pay to get into. No website, no nothing. Now, why do I say it's not the best thing in the world if it's free? Well, the thing is it could disappear overnight if Mark Zuckerberg decides to ban private Facebook groups or, not allow you to charge for them. I don't know. Who knows? But the thing is I'd rather have you have something under your control, but you can do it. I've proven it. It's been running several years. All right. Brings in money. So that's the way you can do it with no website at all. But I'll tell you, a membership site can really be like an insurance policy for you and your family and bring in regular income. As I said, with as little as 100 members, you made $24,000 cash flow. With 200 members, 48. But look at that one embroidery site. They had 20,000 members. I mean, I've never done anything that big. So anyway, check out membership sites, and I will catch you on the next episode. See you later.